Alrighty, hello Crime Stoppers. I like these guys. Hello YouTube. Alright, this is going to be a fast video because I don't have time. Oh Christ, no, can't see anything on this. So I'm going to have to make some adjustments so I can talk about this. But this is a little diagram of the cults and the brotherhoods and the mushroom cult, who gives you pharma, and the fish head cult that give you the city of Rome and the Catholics and so on. Catholics, and the Mithrians and Masons that gave you DC Rome, and all of these guys are involved in a different cross, right? There's the Nordic cross. Look at the pharmaceutical companies. Really? Right when I start the video? Been fine the whole day. Oh no, I've got the Rona. People are ridiculous. They've lost control of their minds. People have control of their minds. It scares me. And then the White Cross, which is Rome, that's the, like I said, the white socialists. And then these guys make up the other socialists, the green, the blue, and the red socialists. Anyway, and then, oh, here's a fun thing, just fast. Acme Brick Company. Who owns Acme Brick Company? Acme Brick Company. Remember Wile E. Coyote? It's fucking ridiculous. Anyway, Gates and our buddy Warren Buffett. Okay, but actually not what I want to talk about. I want to talk about a couple products real fast because, like I said, the third pony coming out of the stable is in fact, and I could be wrong. I'd love to be wrong, but the third pony is famine. Oh wait, errata. See, I'm some fucking guy on the internet. I don't know everything, right? And somebody, and I'm happy to be corrected, and for you to send me to places so that I can correct myself. So one, I will talk about later, not today, but I will talk about Chain to the Sky. That was freaking awesome. That was awesome. I can't thank you enough. And then entitlement order for the Stop the Pirates. Again, I don't recommend any of this stuff. You're supposed to read it and then come up with your own stuff, is what everybody finally figured out. There are certain times when you want to use their forms, but overall, you want to make up your own documents. Right? And then you got to understand about apostilles, and you got to understand who's got to sign and witnesses and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, 7 deadly sins. Erebus is not one of the 7 deadly sins. Okay, so all right, and I'll take it. Yes, because I looked up the 7 deadly sins, and sure enough, it's pride, anger, covetousness, lust, gluttony, envy, and sloth. Those are the 7 deadly sins. Erebus does not appear on the list. But, you know, that would come under envy and gluttony, I believe. But, I mean, it's not. Erebus is not one of the 7 deadly sins. What do you know? I've got a bunch of notes to cover here. I'm going to do that in another video. Let's get to the point of this video, which, like I said, is the third pony. The third pony is famine. And hopefully I'm wrong. I want to be wrong. Like, I can't even tell you how badly I want to be wrong on this one. But it's looking like the third pony's coming out of the gate. All right, so 100 Monkey Seal of Approval. Holy crap, this is delicious. This is scrambled eggs with ham and peppers. It expires in 2046 because it's freeze-dried food. My son and I had some of this. My older boy and I had some of this today. You add water, and it tastes like it's off the buffet at one of the hotels down in Kaanapali or in Wailea. I'm serious. It's freaking good. Don't have to add anything. You usually have to bring condiments and so forth, and most freeze-dried food, I hate to say it, but many of the freeze-dried foods I've tried is bland, and it'll get you through the day. I mean, you know, if you're camping or whatever. But I'm telling you, this is freaking delicious, and they have numerous ones. All right, and then I was just trying them because, you know, I'm not going to go spend $500 on freeze-dried food, and then it turns out to be crap. So anyway, I tried a few of them, and here's another one. Mexican-style rice and chicken. The thing that's amazing, one, is in this one, it has little chunks of ham in there. It's freeze-dried, and it tastes like ham. It has a texture of ham. It tastes like ham. It's non-different from ham. It's some kind of dark magic. I don't know. Anyway, and then this one has rice and chicken, right? Mexican, and it's not too hot. I had to put more spice on this one. If you're gonna have Mexican-style rice and chicken, I had to throw some red spice in there. But, you know, right out of the gate, my son was happy with this, and so was I. And it was quite delicious. And again, all you do, you boil some water, right? In this case, you put 2 cups of water. The expiration date on this one is also 2046. And So, if you don't use them, you got 20 years. A lot of the other stuff that I've seen out there expires 5 years, 7 years. This is freeze dried in an airtight pouch, and you pay a little bit more. But this is like $5.93, right? And it's supposed to be, I think it's supposed to be 2 servings. No, it's 1 serving. I mean, 1 serving if you're like on a diet and you weigh 100 pounds, dripping wet, holding a brick. This might be 2 servings, but for me, this would be 1 serving. This is supposed to be 3 servings. You might squeeze 2 servings out of this. So just saying. But it does fill you up. It's tasty. This is the main thing. Most survival food and most survival stuff I've tried, not delicious. And I mean, let's say it's not. And I'm not going to mention any brands because I'm not going to badmouth these guys. But I mean, it's like you got to add salt or you got to add some other flavorings and stuff because it's just not that tasty. Right? I mean, just not. This was freaking tasty. Okay, so these are the only 2 I've tried so far. I've got a bunch more of them I'm going to try. And but I mean, judging from these 2. And if you go look on like Amazon and other places, and Amazon is not the cheapest place to get them. There's a bunch of places. I see this like for I think $9.99 or $7.99, but I found another place where it was just $5.93. And you get free shipping if you do a certain order and so forth. But anyway, look around the web. You guys have a search engine just like I do, and you have the ability. Obviously, you're on the nets, so you can find it. But I'm telling you, the next pony out of the gate is going to be famine. They're working on it. And like I said, I want to be wrong. I still want to be wrong. But, if you take a look at the news and so forth, you can see that even the mainstream media is giving you clues that a lot of police officers are quitting and then, they're defunding their police, which is the most insane. Anyway, we're not going to go there. I've already talked about that. But I mean, that's just, have you guys not read your history? I'm sure this crowd, I would hope, had read your history. Hey, but the idea is that it's the same game plan. This game plan is so easy. It's there you go. But see, it depends on the freeze-dried food you get because some freeze-dried, like I said, some of it's bland. This stuff is tasty. Like I'm serious. This could have come off a buffet at one of the hotels. That's how good it is. I mean, it was good. Like I'm not saying it like most delicious or anything, but I mean, it was good. It wasn't bad. It was good if you like eggs and ham and bell peppers. If you like Mexican style food, this is not Mexican. I know Mexicans would not even consider this, but because it just, they got chili powder in it and so forth. But, and I used to have a Mexican girlfriend, and this is what she calls American Mexican food, right? This is not even Tex-Mex. This is just what Americans think Mexican food is supposed to taste like. But it was, so that's why it says Mexican style. But it was quite tasty. It really was. I can't complain. That would be money well spent. Because then all you got to do is have a way to purify water and heat it up. And if you've watched YouTube videos at all, there's all kind of solar powered cookers and all manner of things that are, survival gear and so forth, where you just put the water in the thing, open it up, and it boils the water. Take 2 cups. In this case, you need 2 cups. In this case, you need 1 cup of water, and you let it sit there in the pouch for a little bit. It cooks right in the pouch, and you're ready to go. How much it doesn't get easier than that. And I can tell you, there was a time when I used to work for the United States government, and I should have kept those documents. I used to have a federal driver's license and the whole 9 yards. And it was great because I got stopped by some park rangers once. And a federal driver's license just tells you that you're licensed to drive that vehicle. Right? It doesn't have your picture on it. It has a signature. Anyway, but the bottom line, the ranger's like, what is this? I'm like, it's federal driver's license. You see those? Those are government plates. That's a federal car. And this is my license to drive that vehicle on the roads. Right? Oh, big clues right there. And they wanted to see my Hawaii driver's license, and I wouldn't show it to them because I don't need it to show up that day. I have ID that had my name on it, right? But it didn't have my picture. Anyway, long story. But long story short, and why I went there is because while I was working for them, I did some work at the crater here on Maui, on this mountain called Haleakala that's 10,000 feet up, and camping in the crater. And see, the other thing about these is they're super light. They don't weigh anything because it's freeze-dried food. So you stick them in your backpack, and we had more. We came out with food. That's rare. Usually by the time you're done with it, your pack's a little light and you're a little concerned. But no, we had food left over because, like I said, it was good. And I can't remember it wasn't this. It was, I think it was like stew and rice. They have lots of different flavors, or lots of different kinds of stuff. But I think it was beef stew, and I think there was another one that was like beef stroganoff, and they're good. They're tasty. So anyway, it had been years though. That's been years and years and years and years ago. And this is what they look like. Here's another one. I put this back, but and the packages don't look like this very much anymore. They have a new package where it's silver and so forth. But anyway, it's Mountain House is the brand you're looking for. And I'm telling you, you can't lose. I mean, worst case scenario, they last till 2046. You go camping, you take some with you out of your stores. But I would get 90 days of food and just set it aside if you can do that. Several people have said if things go completely to shit, and doesn't mean things are going to go completely to shit. Like I said, we could get through this without it going Mad Max or whatever. I don't think it's going to go Mad Max, but I do think that they're going to make it so that certain places, it's going to be hard for you to get food. Right now, there's certain places where it's hard to get food because they burned out all the stores. So you can still get it. You just have to travel to get your food because downtown has been burned down. So there's like here on Maui, none of that. We had no writing. We had none of that, right? You go to the last time I was in Costco, it was freaking stuffed to the gills because they had reordered. And the reason why our Costco is the #1 Costco in the United States is because up until quite recently, we had tourists and they would come there, stock up. In fact, there are even services that would, you tell them what to get and they would put it in your condo ahead of time. But anyway, the idea is we'd have tourists come and they'd fill up their grocery rate for 2 weeks and so forth because they didn't want to go to our restaurants that were too overpriced. Or, they'd use the money to go to 1 or 2 restaurants, but they weren't going out and eating consistently. And they'd go to Costco and order. Well, when the tourists didn't come and they made their reorders, and I'm pretty sure the guys that were doing the reorders didn't understand the concept. Literally, they had stuff on the floors because they were packed to the ceiling, and they had stuff on the floors. And it took a while for them to go through all of that. Last time I was in there, it looked normal again. But when they reordered, because see, for a little while there, you may recall when this first crisis that they did the mind control and everybody freaked out. People were going to Costco and just raiding the place, taking the toilet paper, taking the all manner of staples, sugar, flour, all that kind of stuff. All right, things have pretty much returned to normal. All right, there's a story. Oops, I didn't bring my book this time. In that book about Noah, and the time to build your ark is when it's not raining. Okay, if you guys want to talk about Noah's Ark and get into that it's an actual story and that there was an actual Noah's Ark and he managed to get everything. There were dinosaurs on Noah's Ark. I've had these there with people, and it's like, okay, right? And he got every animal, 2 of them, and so on. All right. There are people that take it literally, and there are people like me that say that's an allegory. And there's numerous ways to read that cipher. But the primary way I'm going to read that cipher to you right now is prepare when it's not raining. You can go to Costco and stock up. You can go, and you know what's amazing is a lot of places with this Mountain House sold out. Many of the different ones that are delicious are sold out. But then again, many of the places, like this one's hard to find. This you can get scrambled eggs with bacon, and you can get scrambled eggs. There's a couple of different ones that they have. But the ones that scrambled eggs with ham and peppers, this one's actually a little more difficult to find. I don't see it everywhere. Just depends on who stocks it, like Dick's Sporting Goods and other places. But the idea being is that right now you can order this stuff, no issue, right? You can get it to your door. Don't wait to the point where we have a problem, right? That's what everybody does, is they wait till the last minute and then you can't get it. So the idea is you might want to I don't know and I don't care. There's a question over here. Is it gluten-free? And I was just talking to a friend of mine, and this girl was pretty good looking, and she was a vegan, and he decided not to date her because of exactly that kind of thing. But anyway, the idea being is that right now, and I was just watching a Mike Maloney video where they mentioned this again, where they say you could have an ounce of silver or even an ounce of gold. And if there's no food to get, there's no food to get. So step one is you know what I mean? Like you can go to the store with your ounce of gold, and if there's nothing in there to buy, and this has happened, your ounce of gold isn't going to buy stuff. It's as simple as that, because there isn't anything to get. Like you said, you can go to a restaurant and your ounce of gold should be able to buy you a nice, Chateaubriand dinner. But if there's no Chateaubriand and the restaurant's closed, your ounce of gold isn't getting you food. So we, at one point in this country, were self-reliant individuals, and that they've done everything they can to beat that out of you. So, like I said, learn the canning skills if you can grow it yourself. Supplement with some of this, because I wouldn't want to eat freeze-dried food for 90 straight days. But at the same time, if it's better than going hungry, right? And again, I'm hoping I'm wrong. I'm so hoping I'm wrong that that we get through the other side of this. Because like I said, I didn't see where we're at now at all. I mean, I did not see how, well, actually, that's not true. I saw the summer of unrest because they telegraphed it and told us there was going to be a summer of unrest. Go back and watch. Many people are noticing now, I'm seeing this on the internets, that V for Vendetta was set in 2020. What's the plot? I mean, they telegraphed it well ahead of time. The good guys win, by the way. I mean, they're almost to the point of being overconfident, but I get it. The good guys win. They have a technology that people didn't talk about out of this place called Roswell. And there's looking glass technology and there's this other technology, and they figured out how to use it here. And anyway, that's how they wind up staying one step ahead. I am going to share this with you. I'm a little slow to do it, but Ormus. Just find out about Ormus. If you don't already know about Ormus, find out about Ormus. This is the stuff. And this is the stuff that when they talk about burnt gold in the Bible, and they talk about taking that cow and turning it, this is what they turn it into. Ormus. Find out about Ormus. That's all I can say. This is the Philosopher's Stone. $65 for this little thing right here. Absolutely worth it. If it was $100, now that I know, I would pay $100 for it. Go find out about it. Do your research first, and then there's a bajillion brands out there. Some are more expensive, some are cheaper. Do I have the other one? Do not have the other one. Because my son has been taking it, so he didn't leave it where it's supposed to be. Nope, I don't see it. Anyway, but there's many brands. Like there's another brand that's a little, actually it's a little bigger, but it's only $20. But you can tell the difference in the quality. But Ormus, find out about Ormus. Just look it up. Burnt gold, Ormus. All right, that's it. I'm done. See, I'm gonna make another long video covering what I just do with it, covering everything I have on this. I am happy to get corrections from you guys, right? It's not gonna be an argument. I'm just gonna find out. You might, and I don't think I know everything, believe it or not. I know more than some people, but again, no mind can hold it all. So when you correct me, like I said, when it came to the 7 deadly sins or some other stuff, I go out and do my research, and yep, sure enough. And then $6, chained to the sky. I highly, I mean, oh my God. Here, I'll just read you a little bit. Chained to the Sky, Discharging Debt Through the Use of Postal Money Orders by Charles Booker. Just like it sounds, Charles Booker, copyright 2019. It has so much information in here. It's one of those, it's nutrient dense PDFs. You can get it on Amazon. You can get it in many different places. He does, he gives you significant terms like subrogation and, just finds bonds and orders of relief and discharge and stay and mutual assent. And I mean, I'm just going through it real quick. It talks about various topics in the UCC. Talks about, negotiable instruments and what makes up an affidavit and the difference between a signature guarantee and a jurat, and on and on and on. It's all in one book for $6. You can't lose. You absolutely can't lose. I'm going to ask him permission to turn it into an audiobook. I'll read it to you because I like it better when I can hear it. But it covers the kind of liens, all liens which follow, right? There's commercial liens, mortgage liens, judgment liens, tax liens, mechanics liens, or material man's lien, innkeeper's liens, artisan's liens. There's all manner of liens. You should know about that. Let's see here. Secured parties, right? An SPC, secured party creditors, and how to make yourself a secured party creditor, and on and on and on. This book has so much stuff in it; it's crazy. And all it talks about the various chapters in the UCC and how they apply. Now, here's the thing with the UCC. That's the Talmud. That is not Christian law. That is Judeo law. It's the law of commerce, the universal commercial code. That's on the public side. You want to be on the private side. Simple as that. But if you want to engage in commerce, you should be aware of the UCC. Let's see here. Oh, it talks about acceptable verbiage in presentments, right? And gives you direct quotes that you can use. And you know, because this is going to help you craft your own documents. That's the thing. And then he has lots of fun sites if you need to take it. You know, if you want to cite the law. But again, the number one between this and contract law for dummies. Crap, I can't remember the actual title of that. I have that someplace. Oh, he also talks about postal money orders and how they're lawful money and how to redeem your Federal Reserve notes into lawful money. Nature of affidavit, which I was just talking about. It's 137 pages long for $6, and it is. This should be part of your library. Print it out and have it handy so that when you're writing your documents, you can use it as a reference guide. There is so much good stuff in this. I don't have English words. If you guys are following Patrick Devine or watch Patrick Devine videos, this is an excellent supplement to that. Let's see here. What else is in this document? Yeah, he gives you samples of affidavits, well, the language that you could put in affidavits and so forth. I'm just going, I'm actually scrolling it right now. With the concept of notice to agent is notice to principal is notice to agent, so forth, and to whom it may concern, I, blah, 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 blah. And then, you know, tells you, you know, how to word things and so forth. Because like I said, you have to know what to say and who to say it to, and then where to send it. It's just writing, you can write the greatest letter in the world, but who are you going to send it to? And then that was the same thing with Stop the Pirates. This entitlement order, go look that up. Stop the Pirates entitlement order. I'll put the link below, actually. I'll put several of these links below. I can't put the link to, well, actually I can, but just go look it up. It's Chain to the Sky. I mean, Booker. It's like, you can't, this is information that you need. And he put it out there for $6. Don't go pirate it. You can. I have many friends that they don't pay for anything on the internet because you can get anything for free on the internet. You're correct. If it's in PDF or music, or, you know, or MP4 form. But at the same time, this guy deserves your $6 because there's a hell of a lot of work that went into this, and it's great. I mean, it's great stuff. I haven't gotten done studying it, but I mean, wow, it's going to make my documents that much better, that much more correct, that much more professional. Language that the other guys, quote unquote, you know, they understand. It's worth it. So $6, Chain to the Sky, Booker. And then I'm going to cover this a little bit more in another video that's much longer because it looks short, but there's a hell of a lot of stuff here. And then cover this a little bit more because you need to understand your history, because that's exactly what these fuckers do every single time. What are they doing? Tearing down statues, try to erase your history, rewrite your history, make you forget who these people are. You forget that the mushroom cult, right? Literally, they used to put mushrooms in their head. And that's now our pharmaceutical companies. They don't like you. They're just making money off of you. The fish head cult, right? I mean, literally, that's what the Pope is wearing. He's wearing a fish head, and it's a cult of a fish. Anyway, that's your Catholics. The Mithrians and the Masons. Anyway, you got to know the brother, because the world is ruled by brotherhoods, and these brotherhoods have codes that we're ignorant of because we went to slave school and got slave education, don't know what the words mean, don't know who to send the documents to, don't understand the nature of the post office. He talks about the post office in Chain to the Sky. Understand inspector generals, those are your best friends. And understand, oh, there's one more thing and then I'm going to quit. I got other things to do today. I can't go on for 3 hours. So this is going to be a short one as far as I'm concerned, like back when I used to make just half-hour, 15-minute videos. But the idea is that, you know what, I'll save it. I'll just say it. Like I said, I'll come back to it at another time when I have more time and we can get into it. But just understand that they're about to change the money, my friends. They're going to move to sound money. There's a quick thing. If you have many FRNs, are you solvent? No, you're not, because an FRN is evidence of debt, right? That's not sound money. So again, all right, I'll do this much. What is it? It's 12 USC, and I'm not using the right pen. I hope you can see it. You can barely see it. 12 USC 411. That's legal tender laws. All your banks, right? So you go in and redeem for lawful money. You go to the post office and you get lawful money. There's a lot of that you see, and that's one way. Now you're not insolvent anymore because you've got some lawful money. You've got actual credit, not debit, not evidence of debt. You need to tell people that, oh, by the way, I'm not dead, and not only that, I've reached the age of majority. That's you refuting and making sure that you let them know that you're of the age of majority, that you're not an infant, that you're not a ward of the state that needs them to take care of you. So again, the three things that they assume, the presumptions that you make, and they make those presumptions because you're the one, I'm the one, my mom's the one that signed the damn documents that made the pledges. So you need to dissolve, discharge, and refute all of those things, right? Cancel the contracts and so on that you weren't privy to, that you didn't get full disclosure on, and that you didn't know what the fuck you were doing, because none of us knew what the fuck we were doing. We got tricked. We were tricked. It was a trick. But anyway, you're considered to be insolvent. You don't have any money. You're considered to be intestate. You don't have a will. That's recognized and got a apostille from that will stand in international commerce or in between nations and so on. So you're intestate, and then you're considered to be not of the age of majority, right? You're basically considered to be a minor. So you need the state to take care of your stuff, right? So, and I'm missing it. It's intestate, and see, I'm making videos. I've said it before, but and I've got it written down. I didn't write it down on that piece of paper, but it's intestate, insolvent, and incompetent. There you go. Competency. You're going to return to competency, right? Because you've been considered incompetent this whole time. And incompetent doesn't mean not good at what you do. Incompetent means not able to enter into legal contracts. You don't have a will. You don't have money. You don't, right? You're incompetent. So you have to show them that, no, actually I am competent, right? You just assume or presume that I'm not, because I was tricked into a lot of documents and unilateral contracts and other things that I didn't know about. And that's what this one Stop the Pirates thing is talking about, is the idea that who are you? And, do you know the difference between domicile and residence? And the idea that a lot of this stuff was done without your knowledge and consent, and without your will. And again, just because I saw this lady, she was saying, I don't consent, and blah, blah, and the cop wrestled her to the ground. Doesn't matter if you don't consent. So what? Right? You have to have your paperwork ahead of time to avoid this kind of stuff. You need to, that was another thing I found. There is a certain form, the form that you get at the post office, the gold form that you filled out for your passport, that ain't the one you want. You want the one that's kind of salmon colored, and that one's hard to come by. And when I did download it, suddenly my computer acted funny for quite a while. So, I had a problem to the point where the thing shut down. When I booted back up again, this is a Mac, by the way. And it booted up in safe mode. I'd never seen it boot like that before. And when it came back, I had no browsers. Right? Safari was there, but my browsers that I generally use were gone. Like, they weren't there. They didn't exist anymore. I had to reload them. So all that history and all that other stuff, gone. All right. Now, that's the thing. Was that because I downloaded that form? Because, because it could just be coincidence. Because there is such a thing as coincidence once in a while. But at the same time, kind of odd. So be careful. Like I said, they don't want you having this information. And try to understand. I used to say, I'm a slave walking off the plantation. What are you going to do? Where are you going to go? They're all plantations. It's they've turned the world into large plantations. The United States is a great plantation. It's huge. I've been from Maine to Maui. You can travel in this country for the rest of your life and never eat in the same restaurant twice, right? I mean, it's a big plantation. The other plantation in Mexico, they don't speak our language, but it's pretty fun down there, I have to say. Canada, same thing, pretty fun. Too cold for me, but I like Canada. But I mean, where are you going to go? There is no place to go. There's no place where they'll leave you alone. So you need to get your freaking paperwork together so that you don't have to say, I don't consent. And right, you just hand the cop the document he's looking for. And the cop will usually make a snap decision that he didn't want to mess with this one. because it could be dangerous to him, right? And I don't mean physically dangerous. I mean, pen is in fact mightier than sword. So you don't get into a confrontation on the side of the road with a guy that has a gun and an IQ cap. That's just a really bad idea. So what you do is you have your shit together, and then when you hand him your credential, he gives it back to you and says, "Have a nice day," right? Or "Have a nice day." You just go along your merry way. He leaves you alone. You leave them alone. Everybody leaves everybody, right? So now you're just, a civilian trying to cross this. Right? You're not a combatant. You're not, right. So you need to tell them what you are, not what you're not. Right? Like I said, you can't prove it. Well, you can. I've had large arguments with mathematics professors now, and guys that do physics and so forth, talking about proving negatives. But overall, you want to tell them what you are, not what you aren't. Right? So you want to be, you're non-assumptive, right? Right. You want to be you're non-combatant. You are a civilian. You are living, etc. Right? You're not a dead thing, etc. But what you want to do is tell them what you are. Use their language to do it. Use the appropriate words and send it to the appropriate places. And then wait for them to send the stuff back to you. And apparently, if you do things right, you may, in fact, there's a very high probability that you're going to get a visit from some men to make sure, and they're going to, and then you just need to be able to stand in your square. So if me was you, I'd get all that shit together beforehand, right? I mean, look before you leap and make sure, right? Measure twice, right? Cut once, and make sure once you start sending in those documents that you can stand and you understand, right? Don't use terms in your documents that you don't know the name, you don't know the definitions of, right? That, oh, it sounds like a cool word. don't do that. And I've seen now video and read a few cases where people were using stuff in their documents, and when a judge asked them a really simple question on, like, what's assumptive mean or non-assumptive mean, they couldn't tell them, right? So, and they will slaughter you. So the idea is that you understand that the words that you use are of import, and and can explain the concepts that you're putting in there, right? And why you put these things in your document, right? Okay, my friends. Like I said, that's a short one. I will be back later in the week. Happy Father's Day late for everybody. I was going to make one on Father's Day, but I was feeling a little mucky because that was also, the 21st. I didn't want to talk about it, what these fucking demon worshipers do on the solstice and at certain times of the year. Anyway, it's no accident where they put our quote unquote holidays, but these people in fact are fiercely religious. They demand blood sacrifice, or their gods demand blood sacrifice, and they're happy to give their gods their blood sacrifice. And it just, anyway, but happy Father's Day to the rest of you guys that aren't into that nonsense. And well, actually, I can't call it nonsense. It's very, very serious. And just understand, it's happening. It's happening, right? People are committing suicide, disappearing, and people are getting, stuff's happening behind the scenes, and people are getting arrested that you never heard about. And think about this too, though. Just understand, and I got to shut up now. I'm going to stop talking in just a second, but just understand that COVID-19 worked out nicely for them, right? They can't impanel grand juries because people that would sit on the grand jury don't want to be in a jury box because they want social distancing, and they want to be in a safe, so they can't get 12 guys in a room to even hear, right? Do you see how it works? They're just delaying, delay. The longer they can keep you in a mask, and the longer they can keep you locked down, the longer they can try and get Trump out of office and try and figure out this. But they are in 100% full-blown panic mode. I had a post from a long time ago that just got me kicked off of Facebook for 30 days, right? I've been kicked off of Twitter forever, right? They only want to hear, that once they start resorting to silencing the opposition, they're in full panic mode, right? This is not, you shouldn't be unhappy about it. It makes me grin. I'm going to have extra time. My website's going to be cooler, and I'm going to have more time to work on these documents because I don't fuck around on Facebook all day. Because, you ever go on Facebook and you think you're going to be there for 5 minutes, and, an hour later, you're still dicking around? Okay, it's what it's for. It's to waste your time. It's to keep you occupied, right? Keep them sick, keep them occupied, keep them distracted. And then what many people have decided to do is, and I've tried to be one of them, and there are many others that, no, what we're doing is countering their narrative. And as soon as you start countering their narrative, they try and get rid of you. All right. Right. They wouldn't be banning me for 30 days if I wasn't flying over the target. Get it? So the idea is we win, right? Who gonna win? Us. Who gonna lose? Them. All you got to do is be of good cheer. Don't let them drink the loosh. Don't be unhappy. Like I said, I didn't see that we were going to come to the summer of unrest the way we got to the summer of unrest. I just saw that it was going to happen. Like I said, they telegraphed it. This is why I made all that talking about this, because the next pony in the stable, they only got 4 ponies, is probably going to be famine. But hopefully not. Hopefully not. And we're going to come out the other side of this. I don't know how we get there, but I know we're going to get there. Like, I have absolute faith that we come out the other side. We're going to have free energy. I mean, you're going to have to pay for the device, but the device you pay for it once and it'll make energy for years. Medical breakthroughs. My flying car is finally fucking coming, right? We were supposed to have that flying car a long time ago, but it's coming. Inertia. They're gonna release inertia, or inertia. So that's gonna be cool. Basically, it looks like magic, anti-gravity. Anyway, it's all coming. I don't know how we get there, but Trump has made it clear, and several others have made it clear that this is coming. But they're afraid to release it all at once because the disruption that it takes. And see, I could give a fuck about the people that have chained their wagon to the petroleum industry, right? Fuck you. You don't get to hold back the whole of humanity because you guys want to make a few dollars on a shit fuel that should have been outdated a long, long time ago. There are better ways to go about making energy than what we do right now. And we've had this stuff for over 100 years. Time to unleash it. And it's going to be unleashed. And the flowering that takes place is going to be beautiful, right? But at the same time, I don't know how we get there. I don't see how we get there because it looks like chaos right now, but order out of chaos. And again, don't think Trump is your friend. They mean to rule you. They don't want you knowing this stuff. They don't want you knowing the stuff that's chained to the sky, right? Trump isn't going to come out there and clean the TSA out of the airports. And that's not ever going to happen, right? But at the same time, we're going to come out of this smelling like roses. So stay on the right-hand path, right? You guys, I don't have to tell you because your mommy and daddy already made sure that you knew the difference between right and wrong. Do what's right. Just do what's right. Just fucking do what's right, and you're going to be fine. You're going to be dandy, right? And anyway, and I'll leave it at that. So I will talk to you soon, Crime Stoppers. Educate yourself. Educate others. The only way to educate others is Socratic Method. Go look into Socratic Method if you're not familiar with it. I'm sure you are. But you can't tell anybody anything. So what you have to do is get them asking questions. And then when they ask questions, they'll come up with answers. And when they come up with those answers, right? Like, how is it possible that they could possibly have put old folks or anybody into an old folks home that had COVID-19? You know for a fact that it's contagious and deadly. So how is it possible that those governors didn't know? Like 5 Democrat governors. Anyway, be of good cheer. It's gonna be gonna be awesome. It's not gonna be awesome on Friday, but it's gonna be awesome in the next little while. In the next few years, you won't even recognize your children will not recognize the planet that we have. Right? It's coming. I'm telling you. So educate self, educate others. E pluribus unum, not their e pluribus unum, not their e pluribus unum where they unite against us, but where we all unite, right? Black and white, brown, and any other color you can think of, any nation across nation states. They just drew lines and chained you to the sky. They did. They chained you to the sky. And you realize that you're chained to the sky. You become a free man. So e pluribus unum, Crime Stoppers, and I will talk to you guys soon. Be of good cheer. Things are better than you think.